It's Play Well Live time. Welcome, everyone. All right, let's see here. Let me make sure this is starting up well. It's good to be back. And all right, I've got everything up and running on my end. Hope lots of you are able to join us today. And yeah, I'm very excited to be back. Again, my name is Mike. I was on here a few weeks ago. Maybe you remember me. If not, nice to meet you. Big shout out to Ben, who was keeping these live streams going like crazy the last couple of weeks. He's got some awesome stuff that he's been building and sharing with you all. I've loved keeping up on that. My 3-year-old daughter and I have been building a pretty epic treehouse back there, so maybe I'll pop that onto one of these live streams as well. But yeah, I'm super excited to be here. And today we're going to be starting to try a little something different. I call it Play Well Live Challenge Edition. What I want this to be is I want to hear your challenges. You give me challenges. I'm going to try my best to create those builds, make some cool mechanisms, things to make these happen. So I'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing today in just a second. But yeah, just super excited to be here. Oh, thanks, Ben. Okay. Sweet. All right. Let's see here. I've got my little version of a Lego workshop. It's not exactly Ben's, but I've got my Lego around me in my front hallway here, and I'm gonna make things happen here today. So yeah, the idea behind this challenge edition, right, is I want to know what you want to see built out of Lego. And Play Well, we do all sorts of different types of projects in our classes and things, and use all different kinds of motors and mechanisms and gears and all of this. And I want to use that to bring your creations, your ideas to life. Okay, so let me see here. I promised maybe there'd be a little wrap as well. So I gotta buzz something out. So I'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing here today, and just welcome to Play Well Live Challenge Edition, where we build your ideas. Yeah, I give you permission to tell me anything you want to see. Nothing's too crazy. Then I'll do my best to take it on, make something amazing. Today's inaugural idea comes from Nolan and Ben. They had a great suggestion, sent it my way, and then I said, "Let's go." Started building. No one not at all sorry that our project this week is a monster dance party. Whew. Okay, I got through that. So our project today comes from Nolan and Ben, and I saw their suggestion last time. It's a monster dance party. All right. Yeah, let's do this. So I started toying around with some different ideas. I like building monsters that are kind of fun and things. Oh, let's see, Brandy. Oh, okay. I see some suggestions there. I will take those into account. This is the second dragon I've seen, so I would bet we'll work that in here somehow. So I wanted to use kind of some techniques that Ben had been showing to build my first monster. So here's my first monster. Looks like he's dancing, right? So I used that plate hinging technique that Ben had been showing on some of his, plus a little, if you can see what kind of joint that is underneath the head of my monster. He's got a little ball joint there so that his head can move around. But it's just all these plates stacked together in layers, right, to make your different legs and arms and things. And I just love this technique because it makes these cool joints that can move really easily. And all it's using are these skinny plates, right? But you can use any plates that you have. So there's my first little one, right? But so I wanted to make some different kinds of monsters, and then a monster dance party, right? It's fun to make them dance, okay? But I wanted them to dance on their own. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I created. First of all, oh, here's the one that my daughter created. Yep. There's Hunter's monster. He's ready to dance as well. Okay, so then you know what? Because we all have different pieces at home, we all have different types of things. I've got my decoration bin here that is just random assortment of pieces, which is the thing that I have that's probably most like what a lot of people have at home for their Lego collections. Let me just get some other bins and things out of the way here. So this bin is like all the random pieces that don't fit in a nice organized place in the rest of our kit. So let's see here. Let me show you just my decoration bin here. Okay. Right, it's just like crazy different types of pieces in there. And what I decided is for my second monster, I wanted to create something just with whatever I could find in my decoration bin. So here's my second monster, and he's ready to dance. They're ready to get going. Beep 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 beep. Okay, but I just was like, I want to see what pieces I have in there and create something, because that's what I like to do sometimes when I'm not sure how to build something or what I'm going to build. Just sort of take pieces and start putting them together and see what they turn into, right? So this is just all sorts of crazy little connections. It's a lot like Ben's one last Friday, where he was doing the micro scale, right? And he was just finding all these things and looking at him in a new way. It's fun to just start creating a monster or a character or something with whatever pieces you can find and see what it turns into. So there's this monster. Yep. And using things in a different way than what they're used to, right? So I use these little gear shifts or these little antenna things to make his eyebrows, and then some flowers that fit into the holes there for the eyes. Just get creative. Let's see what we can come up with, right? So then we wanted to make this a dance party, right? So I had to make a dance floor. Okay, let's see here. Let me get my dance floor over here. Let's see if I can show you my dance floor. Okay, here's my dance floor that I made. Ignore the mechanics for now. All right, I wanted to make some sort of nice patterned dance floor here, but you'll notice I left a couple of grooves, a couple of slots or holes here in my dance floor, because I wanted to make these monsters dance. Okay, so my monster here, someone can create a name for this monster maybe and tell me. I don't know, what do you think it looks like, what this monster's name would be? But I wanted to make this monster dance. So I'm going to show you here what I came up with, and then we're going to see maybe if we can make some modifications to it. I can show you how it's working. My monster's head just fell off. These things happen. Maybe he's the kind of monster that his head can come off. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so let's see here. I've got my monster on the dance floor, checking it out. Oh yeah, that looks cool. All right, and he's ready to dance. Okay, so let's stop there. All right, so this was my idea that I created for my monster dance floor. Okay, so let's see how this is working. Right, so I've got my dance floor raised up a little bit. Okay, and there's some interesting things going on here underneath. All right, so I'm gonna take maybe my dance floor apart a little bit and show you what's going on here, because I love seeing and creating the engineering of these things. One thing I wanted to say before we go on, right? So what I like to say in our classes and here and everywhere is in this class right now, when you're looking at this, if you're building, you're being an engineer. And some people are like, I don't know, what is an engineer, right? There's lots of different kinds of engineers, lots of different ways you can think about it. Here's the way I like to think about it. Engineers do two things. The first thing is they make things work. All right, so I was an engineer. I was trying to figure this out and make this work, okay? But then an engineer's job isn't done. The second thing they like to do is they make things work better. So that's where I'm at now. I'm like, okay, I tried this initial idea. I ran into some problems, right? Do engineers fail? Absolutely. Engineers make mistakes all the time. That's what you learn from and create from. So now I've made this kind of first version. It's up to me as the engineer now to look at that and say, how do I make that better for my friend Pinky here? Thanks, Stacy, for the suggestion there. All right, so Pinky here, right now he's really good at dancing, like back and forth, but maybe he wants to do some different kind of dancing, right? So I have to figure out how to make some different dancing happen. Oh, hey, thanks, Frank. I appreciate that. The robot is dancing. Pinky really appreciates that. Yes, I'll do. Okay, so let me show you what's going on here first with what I've got, and then maybe we can tinker a little bit, try to make some modifications. So I'm going to tilt this down so we can see here. All right, so I've got my battery pack hooked up to my motor here. In case you haven't used these parts before, LEGO calls these power functions. All right, so if you want a good starter kit of materials, you can get them from LEGO. It comes with a battery pack, a motor, some gears, some switches, some lights, I think, in kind of their basic starter kit. But so what I do, it's just an electric motor, and if we look underneath here, let's see. All right, I've got gears on here, a few different types. I've got my this little spur gear here. It's got 8 teeth. Teeth are those pointy things that are sticking out on there. Under here, I've got a pretty cool gear that allows, you see how the teeth of that one are kind of pointing up, they go out and then curve up. So it looks like a little crown. That's called a crown gear. That allows me to mesh those gears instead of like this, meshes them like this at a 90-degree angle. So I can change that motion to going up and down. And then on top here, I've got this big spur gear here as well. So if you watch, when this goes around, okay, that's maybe a little fast, but you can see what's going on. It's sort of like a train motion almost, right? Let me take this motor off and just do it by hand. So when you see this going around, gears spin in a circular motion, right? But we wanted to make this dancer go back and forth, okay? Hi, Caleb. Oh, we have a new name for the, okay. So this is Fluffy Marshmallow. That seems a very appropriate name, okay. Hey, Fluffy Marshmallow. All right. Maybe we can get Fluffy Marshmallow dancing here in a second. Okay, so my gear that's going around, right? But I wanted to change it to going back and forth. So I put this little pin off center, right? This is the same exact motion that my inchworm car was using that I demoed a couple of weeks ago, okay? This eccentric motion where it's not in the center. So now when it's going around, right, it's going around, and if I attach something to that, it allows it to sort of go up and down. It's a little, maybe, let's see, how can I demonstrate that, right? So it's going back and forth, right? But it's still a little wonky, a little all over the place. And I wanted this to move exactly straight and back, right? So I created a little linkage to do that. All I have is I have one of these little gray pins, which don't have a lot of friction on them, so that when this one is going around, see how this one moves side to side a little bit still? But that makes this part just move nicely back and forth, okay? So even if you don't have a motorized one here, and you want just like leaving a gap in a floor or in something like that, and creating a smooth surface underneath for it to glide on, can make it look like they're like moving on their own up top, right? So I just put a little pin on here and attach that. And then I can hook my motor back up, and Pinky can do some dancing. I purposely made his head a little wobbly so that when he's dancing, it looks like his head is moving back and forth a little bit. Right? Okay, so there was a little different technique I used because otherwise his head can come off pretty easily. All right, so let's see. The cool thing is, let me show you underneath here now what I've got. Let's see, our dance floor might come apart a little bit. There we go. Okay. So see, I've got this little track that this can move back and forth in, right? For smooth pieces, I just used some of these smooth technical beams. But here's the cool thing. I could have used anything under there for it to glide on. I could have used even like the side of some bricks. So if I had just a little stack of bricks, but it turned it on its side, all of a sudden now that's a smooth surface that this could have moved back and forth on too, right? So it didn't have to be this particular type of piece. All right, now let's see. What other kind of dancing do we want to try and have our robot do? I don't know. I don't know how we would get, let's see, Fluffy Marshmallow to dance. I don't know. What kind of dancing does Fluffy Marshmallow like? He's got all those extra legs. Maybe it falls something with that. I bet he'd be a really good break dancer. I don't know. I'm not sure what else we'll be able to come up with here right in the immediate term. But I think, one of the cool things about this challenge edition, this challenge idea, is as you are watching and as you have ideas about what I can do to modify this, throw them out there and we can try it, right? Today we don't have a whole lot of extra time here, but keep feeding me those ideas. Maybe I'll take a project that we did one time and bring it back and modify it for next time. Maybe it'll be something completely new. Some of them will be more mechanical, some will be more structural. It can be whatever we think. Oh, make Fluffy Marshmallow dizzy. So Ben wants some spinning action here from Fluffy Marshmallow, huh? Okay. All right. All right, let's try something. I need to get a few more extra pieces out. Let's see what we can do here. I've got an idea. I want these two to dance together. So I'm going to see what we can do to have them doing some dancing together. I've got this part over here, right, that's already spinning. And I want to see if maybe I can utilize that to make Fluffy Marshmallow do some spinning action. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna get out a couple more pieces here. And let's see if we can make Fluffy Marshmallow super, super dizzy. All right, let's see here. If you see, I've got this little kind of stand here for this. It's got a holy plate, a technical plate with holes in it there. Okay, and I'm gonna do, let's see here, let's get some bricks and make a little something here. Oh, that looks like the start of another monster, some sort of snake monster with my chain bricks there. But I'm gonna use those bricks for something else. All right, let's do this. So I'm gonna see if I can get this up here where it can mesh with my other gear there. Alright, let's get some other pieces. What else do we say? Try to make Fluffy Marshmallow do a squat kick from Fortnite. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to boost my Fortnite knowledge before I attempt to make things from Fortnite, but I love that idea and I will take that into consideration. Alright, let's see here. Let's see if that'll mesh there. Okay, let's see. We'll just do a few more minutes here, see if we can do some extra things. So I built this little extra tower here next to it because I want to get a gear next to this that can mesh. Now I know I'm not on my dance floor here. I'd have to extend my dance floor, but we're going to try to make Fluffy Marshmallow as dizzy as we can here in the little bit of time that we have left. So I'm just going to put an axle through my gear, drop it down in there, and let's see if those mesh. Okay. So those mesh now, right? So when this one turns, it's going to turn that other gear that I have right next to it, right? Now I need to figure out a way to get Fluffy Marshmallow onto that other gear and make sure that Fluffy Marshmallow's legs don't run into my other mechanism. So maybe Fluffy Marshmallow likes to dance by just like spinning around on the floor with all of his legs up in the air, going crazy. Woo! So now I got to figure out how to get Fluffy Marshmallow onto there. But the bottom of this doesn't really lend itself to that, right? So here's where I'm going to look for some new pieces. And this is what I love about engineering, right? And what I love about Lego is that it's so customizable, but I have a challenge. I have to figure out how to make it work, right? So I'm going to try to fit one of these pieces that has that little plus sign hole into it, into the bottom of my monster here, to see if I can get it spinning on there. Okay, here we go. We're going to do a little separate this here. Okay, I think I've got a spot where I can make this work. All right, I've got some extra parts in the middle here that help hold this all together. We're just going to take those out, and I'm going to see if I can replace it with this. Let's see if this works. So now I've got that piece built into the bottom of my monster, right? The rest of it all still stays together, but that piece now can fit onto the top of my little axle that I have holding out there. Now, I don't know if that's going to run into that's going to run into here, right? So, what did I say? Do engineers make mistakes? Yeah. So I realized now if I turn this on, Fluffy Marshmallow would just jam up the mechanism and Pinky would stop dancing and it just would grind to a halt. It'd be so sad. So I'm going to just take this, swap that out now, and make a little bit longer axle that sticks up out of the middle there that I can attach Fluffy Marshmallow to. Let's see if this works. Okay. You're witnessing this for the first time here. If it doesn't work, no worries. I just keep trying different things. So now, if I put Fluffy Marshmallow on there, he's going to slide all the way down. I think I need a couple more pieces. I'm going to put a couple of little bushings on here. Maybe one regular bushing and one half bushing. Let's see. Bushings are these little spacers. Okay. And I don't know exactly why they're called bushings. Maybe someone out there does, but I do know what they're called when they get stepped on. They are called smushings, and they do not work very well. So if you have bushings at home, please don't step on them and make them smushings. Okay, that's just a little public service announcement. All right, let's get back to Fluffy Marshmallow. Okay, and let's see here. Fluffy Marshmallow is that little plus sign hole is going to fit now onto my axle down here. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, I think I'm clear. I don't think it's going to run into anything, but we don't really know until we turn it on and try, do we? Okay, let's see here. Is Fluffy Marshmallow, oh, and Pinky, are they ready to do some dancing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work. Well, we'll find out. All right, Fluffy Marshmallows, get ready. Woo! Here we go. It's a monster dance party. Okay, I think Fluffy Marshmallow is getting pretty dizzy. Let's put him the other way. Maybe I can do a little whoop. This is just, I love Lego. I love tinkering. I love discovering the engineering behind this. I hope this inspires you in some way. Keep those ideas coming, all right? Caleb, make a spoon stirring a drink in a mug. I love that. I'm going to see what I can do with that. And, we're going to do this challenge edition every Monday, okay? So keep those ideas coming. Comment here. Just comment on Playwell's page, whatever. If you've got some creation that you start at home and you want to see more of it, tag us with that hashtag Playwell at home. I can take those ideas, run with them, and let's just keep this going. I love this sort of collaboration. Thanks everybody for joining me. I will be back on Thursday with another live stream. You're going to see Ben tomorrow and Wednesday. So going forward, it'll be me on Mondays and Thursdays and Ben on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We hope you join us every time. And thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.